Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, and holding these guys to a standard. Because these guys are not going to hold themselves accountable. The media is not going to hold them accountable. So we have to hold them accountable. That's a sad reality here, guys. The fans, that's why I say the true fans of basketball. We're holding these guys accountable. We're holding them to the same standard of the other all-time greats, and they don't like that. They can't live up to that standard. And in this video, we're going to talk about the All-Star game. Because I see a lot of NBA players complaining about the changes that Adam Silver is talking about making to the All-Star game, or the new format for the All-Star game. And why do you think they're doing this stuff? Because the players can't carry the All-Star game on their own anymore. They haven't been able to do that in years. And I saw Kevin Durant making some comments about not liking the change. Dude, you're a joke, Kevin Durant. You are part of the reason, one of the main reasons why the NBA has gone downhill over the last 10 seasons. Kevin Durant is directly responsible. It's always going to be the primetime players, guys, that are going to be held responsible, that have that ownership on them. You want to be the premier guys? You're the god of basketball, Kevin Durant? Then you guys must take ownership. The NBA All-Star game format is being changed again because you clowns can't hold the game up. You can't uplift the All-Star game with your own play, with going out there and giving the effort and playing with that love. You guys can't do it. You're going to cry and moan about Adam Silver? You guys are a joke. We're going to talk about this video, man. I'm tired of hearing these guys, man. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states have been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly humbled by all the support, man. For real, it really means a lot, guys. You guys sending me emails, messages, commenting on my videos. Like I said, I always try to get back to you guys as soon as I can. I know sometimes I'm slow in my responses, but please, guys, understand and know I appreciate and really am thankful for everything, guys. So much respect. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So yes, guys, like I said, man, I wanted to talk briefly about these clowns in the NBA complaining about the All-Star game format, the changes that Adam Silver has been talking about making. Now, I did a video a month or so ago talking about the article that I saw about Adam Silver and Steph Curry having a meeting to go over some ideas, some concepts, I guess, for a new NBA All-Star game format. And I told you guys they were talking about some kind of like pickup style game. I think that was what they were talking about in this article that I was reading. Not a fan of that. Once again, I've told you guys, Adam Silver is not in touch with reality of what the fans want. I'm talking about the real fans, not these corny LeBron James fans, or these weird Kevin Durant fans, or these fans of James Harden, or these fans of some of these goofs out here, man. I'm talking about fans of basketball, man, that actually want these guys to be held to a standard, that want these guys to show up to work, that want these guys to be professionals, man, and go out there and give the effort and play actual basketball, man. We don't want to see the flopping. We don't want to see the carrying of the basketball, the traveling up and down the court. We don't want to see the crying and moaning to the referees. We don't want to see this stuff. We don't want to see 50, 60, 70, 83s getting chucked up a game. We want to see guys playing actual basketball, man. I don't want to see a billion pick and rolls for every single team. That was the cool thing about John Stockton and Karl Malone. The pick and roll was unique to what they were doing. They were doing this at a level that no one else could duplicate. Now everyone does the same thing. Dribble, 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 screen, pick and roll, dribble, 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 pick and roll, do this, do that, and chuck up a bad shot. That's not basketball, man. And that's why the All-Star game is a joke. Because literally the All-Star game is supposed to be an enhanced version of the NBA. And what I mean by enhanced is when you think about the All-Star games from the 90s, for example, let's say, what you got in the 90s was, yes, maybe a little bit more of a relaxed game as far as like the intensity from the outset. I told you guys, more often than not, the All-Star games were competitive from the beginning to the end. But it was the end of the game, the last 5 minutes, the last quarter, where these guys turned it up a level, right? And they worried less about putting on a show and more about the competition and winning the game. Towards the beginning of the All-Star games, you guys know these guys would put on a show. And the great thing about the era, when you think about the 90s, the reason, or one of the main reasons why the All-Star games were so successful and so fun and so balanced is because you had great point guard play. Point guard play. You had true point guards. So you had Isaiah Thomas out there leading the Eastern Conference, right? Being a true point guard, right? Maybe it was Mark Price one year. Maybe it was Tim Hardaway. But what these guys did was they distributed the basketball. When you had Magic Johnson on the Western Conference All-Stars, what you have is a distributor. Then you have maybe a John Stockton. You have a distributor out there of the ball. Gary Payton, Jason Kidd. These guys are going to move the ball around and get everyone in the game involved. So it's not just guy dribbling around, trying to do his own thing, ISO basketball. No, you had point guard play. Point guards doing point guard things, which got everybody involved, which kept the game moving up and down the court. Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, back and forth. That's what made the All-Star game great. The players played their games in the All-Star game. Now, when you talk about, hey, guys playing his game, everyone's game is the same. It's chuck up threes. It's not play defense. It's walk up and down the court. It's goof around. Don't play with that love. Don't be true competitors. That's what you got now. But back in the other days, you had actually true competitors. You had actual point guards running the point guard position. You had guys like Bob Cousy in the All-Star games, guys like Oscar Robertson, guys like Jerry West. These guys moved the ball around, right? That's where the game was played. So it kept the game moving. Everyone involved. Everyone touched the ball. Everyone felt like they were contributing. That's what a point guard's supposed to do. Now, we don't really have point guards anymore. And they'll say, oh, Steph Curry's the greatest point guard of all time. It's laughable, guys. He's not a point guard, and I understand. I get it. He plays the point guard position. But when we talk about historical perspective and context, he's not a point guard, and he doesn't do what point guards do. So, no, he doesn't pass the ball or play make like some of the elite point guards in the history of the NBA. He's not even close to those guys and what they can do. Even the lesser guys, he can't pass the ball like Mark Jackson. Nowhere close to this, man. But is Mark Jackson anywhere near the play of Steph Curry? Nowhere near him. But Mark Jackson's a much superior passer than Steph Curry does. Steph Curry was. Those are the facts, man. Mark Jackson had a post-up game. Steph Curry ain't got no post-up game. When you think about some of the point guards, they could post you up. Gary Payton could post you up. I just mentioned Mark Jackson. Rod Strickland could post you up. Magic Johnson could post you up. Penny Hardaway could post you up. Gary Payton, these guys, Jason Kidd, they would post you up. They had overall games, balanced games, which helped the team. So once again, this is what you would get in an All-Star game. And it was East versus West. That's the way it was done. That's the way it's always supposed to be. But what has the NBA done over the last 10 years or so, whatever they did? They went to team captains. Team captains? Who the hell wants a team captain for an All-Star game? What we want is to see the best Eastern Conference players going against the best Western Conference players. But more importantly, we want there to be a rivalry there. You see, back in the day, guys, when you talk about East versus West, and I talked to you guys about players staying together or staying on their teams for extended periods of time. When I close my eyes and I think of the 90s and I can think about a team, I automatically can associate a player with that team. So, for example, you guys know, you close your eyes, you think about Chicago Bulls, you think about Michael Jordan. Right? You close your eyes, right? You think about San Antonio Spurs, I think about David Robinson. I close my eyes, I think about the Utah Jazz, Stockton and Malone. I close my eyes, I think about the Houston Rockets, Hakeem Olajuwon. I close my eyes, I think about the Seattle Supersonics, Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. These are the kinds of things I'm talking about, I'm alluding to, right? You can close your eyes, think about a team, and associate a player with that team. I close my eyes, I think about the Indiana Pacers, Reggie Miller. I close my eyes, I think about the New York Knicks, Patrick Ewing. These are the things that I'm talking about, man. When you close your eyes and you think about the Lakers, Magic Johnson, right? You close your eyes, you think about the Celtics, Larry Bird. These are the things. That's the way it was because these guys were on these teams 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it was. It's extended, some of these guys for their entire careers. That's the way the NBA was. Now, you guys close your eyes and you can't really associate a player with a team really. Not so much. Yes, maybe there might be certain guys, like a Giannis, maybe for example, or Nikola Jokic, that you could think about a certain team and a certain player and you can associate them with that team. But LeBron James, he's supposed to be the premier player. How many teams has he been on? He's bouncing all over the place. Kevin Durant's supposed to be one of the premier players, bouncing all over the place. So yeah, you could think about guys like Steph Curry, who's been on the same team. And like I mentioned, Giannis or Nikola Jokic, these premier guys that have been on one team for an extended period of time. But by and large, these guys, James Harden, he's all over the place, right? Paul George, all over the place. Look at poor Russell Westbrook and what he's having to him in his career. He's all over the place now. These are what the premier guys have got. This is what we deal with now. Guys bouncing all over the place, man, not really being true competitors, not wanting to stay on one team, but really just, like I said, looking for the most money. That's what it's about now. Can I get a max contract here? Can I get a max contract there? Kawhi Leonard, how many teams has he been on? And how many teams has he actually played for? It's an absolute joke right now, guys. So when I hear the NBA players talking about the All-Star game and now the new format that they're thinking about going to, and you have Kevin Durant talking about, I don't like it, dude, you're a clown. You don't like it, you made it this way. You guys have not done anything to change it. You guys should be out there competing, East versus West. You guys should be out there giving the effort, being true competitors, man, and playing a balanced game. Not out there just chucking up threes and going through the motions. Because this, make no mistake about it, that's what the NBA All-Star Game has become. They're going through the motions. They're just doing it because they might have an obligation to go out there and show up to the All-Star Game. But they're not going there and putting on a show. The guys back in the day were there to put on a show. I keep telling everybody, the All-Star Game is supposed to be a celebration of the players' talents for the fans. They're supposed to be putting on a show for the people. NBA, it's fantastic. They're supposed to be going out there for us, the true basketball fans, the people that showed up to that arena, that turned on the game to watch the All-Star Game. They're supposed to go out there and put on a show for us, for their friends, their families, for the fans of basketball. That's what the All-Star Game is supposed to be about, a celebration of these guys' talents. But you have guys not want to do all slam dunk contests, and you got these guys not going out there and actually giving a damn. So the product sucks now, and they want to try to blame Adam Silver. Oh, Adam Silver is not holding these guys accountable. What the hell does Adam Silver have to hold a grown-ass man accountable for? He's got to hold LeBron James' hand? He got to hold Kevin Durant's hand? Adam Silver is a problem, but he's not the problem. The problem is the players. They're the problem. They're not holding themselves to any standard. Once again, they're out there more worried about their max contracts. You have guys now trying to get no trade clauses. You gotta be kidding me. Paul George, I didn't get no trade clause. Dude, you're not that dude. There should be no trade clauses. Michael Jordan had a love of the game clause in his contract. The complete opposite of these guys and their mentality today. And that is directly responsible for the All-Star Game collapse. They just don't give a damn. So don't sit there and talk about, oh, I don't like the format. If you don't like it, then that's on you. Then you guys should have done something different. You should have gave a damn out there. You should have gave effort out there. I told you guys, I watched every minute of last year's All-Star Game. Every damn minute of it. And I did it purposely so that I could actually speak about it. Remember, I did a live about it. And I'm telling you guys right now, I swear, in the second half, if you watched it, then you know, the second half of that game, I don't think one player actually sprinted as hard as they could in the second half of that game. I don't remember anybody sprinting or running, really giving any effort like that. What I saw is a bunch of guys sashaying up and down the court, lollygagging, going through the motions, and goofing around, being straight goofs out there. Karl Anthony Towns goofing it up. Damian Lillard took like, what, 40 threes? I don't even know how many. This guy was chucking them threes all over the place. Man, it's an absolutely disgusting display. I believe they combined for over 100 threes taken. I think there were 2 or 3 fouls called in the entire game. 2 or 3 fouls called? I told you guys, I was watching the 91 or maybe the 9, I don't remember. It was one of the early 90s All-Star games a couple of weeks back, maybe a month or so ago. And I'm telling you guys, there were 3 24-second shot clock violations in the first quarter. In the first quarter, man. There were guys fouling out of those games. There was like, I don't know, 7, 8 block shots. I think there was 1 block in the game last year, guys. And there were like 20 fouls. There were like 2 or 3 fouls. Go look at the numbers, guys. There were no fouls. Nothing going on because guys are not giving the effort. They're not playing D. So basically, when I tell you guys that you have an enhanced version, when I said that comment early in the video, you have an All-Star game supposed to be an enhanced version of the game, of the actual game, the NBA game in the regular season. That's what you get in the All-Star game, an enhanced version of what we see during the regular season. So when teams are taking 40, 50 threes a game in a regular season, the enhanced version is the All-Star game, where they took like 80 threes on one team. Or 60 threes, whatever these guys were taking. So you enhanced it. Now, we think that they shoot a lot of threes in a regular season game. No, no, no. They ratcheted it up in an All-Star game. We see your 40 threes and we're going to raise you 100 plus threes. And that's why the game is so bad in the All-Star game, because all it does is enhance all the nonsense that we get during the regular season. So the goofing out off was actually enhanced. The lollygagging was enhanced. Right, guys walking up and down the court, enhanced. Not playing any defense was enhanced. The non-balance of the game, everything that we don't like about the game was enhanced. It was exposed even more in an All-Star game. So you have the commissioner feeling compelled to do something again. You guys should have never changed it the first time. You should have left it alone. But the reason why they felt they had to change it is because the players themselves can't uplift the All-Star game. So Kevin Durant can't lift it up. LeBron James can't lift it up. These guys are not lifting the game up. They're out there goofing around. Nikola Jokic, he was goofing around last year too. Or guys are injured and not playing in the All-Star game. They're sitting out the All-Star game now. They're sitting out the slam dunk contest, right? They won't do it. And that's the problem we got right now. So Kevin Durant doesn't like the new All-Star game format, but you're an idiot because you're the reason why they've done this. You guys are the reason why. You guys should have made changes years ago. You guys should have continued to play the game the right way. Had that love of the game. Had some pride in yourself, man. Once again, this is not honorable what you guys are doing or what you've done to the All-Star game. But then you attack the fans who don't respect you goofs. No, we're holding the standard. We actually respect the game. This is why we have to stand up for the past eras. We shouldn't have to do this stuff. You guys shouldn't be tearing down the game like this. But we have to stand up for the game when you guys should be doing this. You guys are supposed to be ambassadors to the NBA. And the All-Star game has gone completely downhill. And it looks like it's not going to be fixed because, once again, the players are not taking the ownership on themselves. They're not pointing the finger at themselves. They're pointing the finger at everything else. Oh, we got to do this. Or I don't know about that. Or how about this? No, you guys should we got to be better. I never hear anybody say that. Yeah, it's on us. We got to be better in the All-Star game. We got to go out there and actually have some pride, put on a show, actually play basketball, make the fans want to watch it. And the only way we can do that has nothing to do with gimmicks or captains or a pickup style game. None of that stuff. It has to be the guys on the court, their games, the way that they play, that's going to bring the All-Star game back. That's the only thing, guys. That's the only way it's going to be respected is if it's East versus West and these guys go out there and give that effort, man, and play actual basketball. So the NBA players are once again not living in reality. They refuse to live in reality. They want to act as if it's these other reasons why. They won't point the finger at themselves. You guys are the problem. It ain't the fans. It's not the game itself. It's the players. They're the problem, guys. They're the problem. And they have to start pointing the finger at themselves. And we have to continue to hold them to that standard and point the finger at them and say, no, you guys are the problem. It's not the fans. It's nothing else. You guys need to look yourselves in the mirror and make that change. And it starts with the top guys. It starts with the Kevin Durants, the LeBron Jameses, the James Hardens, the Paul Georges, the Joel Embiids, the Giannis's, the Nikola Jokic's, the SGAs, the Luka Doncic's, the Kyrie Irvings, the Jason Tatums, right? It starts with those guys. They have to be the ones that make that change, to go out there and give a damn. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.